Ni hao, and welcome back to the Chinese campaign. So, we got 3 more battles this month of May 1960. First off, we're gonna beat up on this poor little cruiser. Let's go. Alright. We got ammo. That is good. And I think I will just send everything home that is not a battleship. So 3 Timus and the Vittoria. Not a bad force. Should be sufficient to deal with that single cruiser. I think we are not fully stocked up on ammunition, but it should be enough. There she is. Spotted at a range of 40-something kilometers. Now we're gonna close in a little bit before opening fire. The Seattle-class heavy cruisers, they're not the fastest. They are a little bit faster than my battleships though, but we should be able to close in to, I think, 30 kilometers would be a good range to open fire. On Liang, last ship in the line, now at 30. Fire. And Indianapolis is firing back. But realistically, there's not much she can do with those 4 10-inch guns. There we go, finally a good penetration. I'm gonna switch to AP because that's what I have the most of. Even if that might cause a few over penetrations. There we go, some flooding. That ought to slow her down. Yeah, we are overpenning. Just a bit. But still doing plenty of damage. Again, accuracy on these on the Timus not that great really, but that's just that's in large part just down to the hull they're built on. I've seen it been suggested that I should do something to improve their accuracy, but there's really not that much that can be done. Okay, you're allowed to fire HE now at this range. Like that. That works. And gone. Nice. A not unexpected result. Next up, it's another one. And this time, I got the Sheens, so that should be even easier. And again, I will leave this up to the battleships. Well, I don't think the lone heavy cruiser can do much damage. Like, at least not to the battleships. A couple of lucky hits could be fatal to, for example, my DDs. So no point in risking them if they're not needed, you know? That's my rationale for leaving them behind. And we already spot the enemy at 50 kilometers. Which sadly means I lose access to times 30 time acceleration. So we're just gonna have to close in. I think I will open up at 30 kilometers again. Good thing the Sheens are a little bit faster than the Temus, quite a bit faster. So okay, we're already at 25. Let's see if they can beat the time at which the Temus sank the other one. I think they can. Should have just put the Sheens on the thumbnail again. Sure. They're good looking ships, I think. Yeah, that's one heavy cruiser that fit over a lot more than it could chew. Nice. And we got another Potet class. Expensive DD. It's going to be a couple of victory points at least. A bigger score than those two heavy cruisers. Just because it's based off of ship cost. I think I'll keep the are they both? No, that is a Metal Snake class DD, light cruiser, not DD. I think I'll keep it around, even if it's holding the Zuni back a little bit. It does have bigger guns, and as we remember, these French DDs actually have a little bit of armor, meaning my 6.1s with semi-AP, not really super effective unless I get close. What kind of pen are we looking at with the HE here? "13 kilometers. Let's go with AP, both of you. Need to get a little bit of that flooding going on. There we go. Not so fast anymore now. Well, still quite fast. Actually, 37 knots. Still doing quite a bit of damage to Zuni. Now it's slowing down. Back to auto. Now that it's been slowed a little bit. Still proving quite a difficult target to hit, evidently. Seen by all of these shots just missing the target. you can stick with AP. While Binju can choose her own ammo. There we go. Its fate is now sealed. We launch torpedoes. Nice try. She got more torpedoes though, so I should probably be a little bit careful. But there she goes. Nice. Alright, 3 quick battles just as an appetizer. We've taken Singapore. We are gonna take Malaya. We're also gonna take East Philippines. And Annam. Also, the army has taken Laos, so that's good. Northeast frontier does not have a shoreline to invade from, so not much I can do about this, really. If they do end up taking Burma, I will just have to take it back. But we are gonna start an invasion either of North Borneo or Sarawak. North Borneo used to be mine. Oh, let's do Sarawak first. Weihai, you can just join in here, I guess. And we're gonna send some can send these battleships to... Okay, Brunei, yeah, that's a different... I kind of forgot about that. That's a different region than Sarawak. Okay. So invasion circle is gonna pop up here or here. One of the two. And these can move up here and get ready. Start the invasion of North Borneo next month. Let's see, what do you have here, Austria? 1 DD. 1 light cruiser. The light cruiser is heading up here for the invasion. What have you two been doing? You can just go home to Hong Kong. And these two, Nutting and Wuxi, let's also just send you into a port somewhere. Here we go. French battleship. That is a target for you two. Nice. Any Austrians heading our way? Lone American battleship. Let's see, they're still sending quite a bunch of stuff. Mostly single ships, though. Another battleship. A third battleship. They might actually be sending a proper task force. Spain has a bunch of stuff, but it's not on the way over to my place. Same with Austria, they're just hanging around here. I would like to see them come and fight me, but... Ooh, France. Battlecruiser. 3 lights and a DD. Okay. Slight change of plans here. You're moving here. The four Sheens, they're taking on this. Because suddenly the French are actually sending more ships over there. And they might... No, they're gonna arrive in 2 turns. Also, they're heading here. Well, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Alright. Submarine fight first. Sank 1. Nice. Did some port damage, sank some transports. The Ranger is sadly gonna sink some of my transports in return. Here we go. Valreuse class battleship. Not seen a French battleship yet. So this is the first. It's pretty big. It's kind of slow. Its guns are not the biggest, but it's got 12 of them. So kind of depends on the armor, I guess. Luckily, the Sheens have 16-inch guns, so whatever armor it has will probably not stand up too well. Alright, France, let me show you what a real battleship is. I could do the honorable thing and just send a single battleship and do single ship combat. But knowing that there are more French ships arriving next month, I would like to not have any of my valuable battleships heavily damaged. Let's see. Actually, let's just spot it and identify it first, and then see if doing a single ship duel is a good idea or not. Here we go. Valreuse. Very long range guns. 60 calibers length. I think you got your super firing reversed there, France. That's not how it's supposed to work. Decent armor. Yeah, not the best guns really, but they do work. Citadel 3, capped ballistic HE, capped AP, heavy shells, standard ammo, cordite 3, and TNT 4. Could be explosive, I'm not sure. Although she's taken some damage before. Plus beam, minus draft. Yeah, I'm not gonna do 1v1. I'm pretty confident one of my Sheens would sink it, but it would take a bit of damage doing so, because these are fairly fast firing guns with good range. Not as fast firing as mine though, but that's probably just down to the difference in crew experience. Let's go broadside, everyone. Let's open fire. Enemy scored the first couple of hits. But we just scored some much bigger hits. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think a 1v1 would have worked out. Maybe we're gonna put the Frenchman on the thumbnail. Strange looking though, as it is, with the backwards super firing A and B turrets. And I think this will be the killing salvo. Yep, there he goes. Alright. So that was a French battleship. I think their battle cruisers are better. Zhejiang versus Ansfelden. Okay, so this is going to be an honorable single ship combat. And Zhejiang is completely intact, no prior damage taken. Ansfelden spots me first. But there we go, Ansfelden is spotted. What kind of cruiser is this? Oh, it's one of those. I think I've seen this. Or have I? .2 inches of armor. Super heavy shells. 6.5 inch guns. Only 6 of them though. So I got the advantage just in terms of gun barrels. But of course the 6.5s are a little bit bigger. What kind of pen do you have? You can actually pen me out to 7,000 meters. I do have a range advantage though, and definitely a speed advantage. So just sailing at outside of their gun range, raining down high explosives would probably work. And is in fact what I will attempt. Wow, my cruising speed is abysmal. Let's exit their range before those 6.5s do too much damage. There we go. Now I can slow down. Get at least a little bit of cruising speed bonus. Even if not the maximum cruising speed bonus, it's at least something. Yeah, 3%. Not great. But my plan is working. While it has a lot less armor than I do, it also has a lot more pen. So let's see, I would have to close to within 10,000 meters so I can start penning it with AP. So I could actually pen it outside of the range where it can pen me, but probably take a lot of damage doing so. Slow down a little bit more, get even more cruise speed bonus. The gun recoil thing is abysmal on these. That's why their accuracy is not as good as it could be. They've taken out their tower. And a huge portion of their crew. They are in range again, but at this point we're definitely winning the gunfight. All secondaries are out. One of the main turrets also knocked out. Let's try with AP now. What kind of turret armor do you have? 8. Oh, decent. It will either be a crew loss surrender or just structure failing. It was that. But it was very close to surrendering too. Nice. Let's see, what else do we have? Danyang, one of the two remaining Yangzhang class light cruisers versus a Teodo class light cruiser. These we've seen before. Very light in the armor department, but some pretty punchy 7.2-inch guns. Although that's just a single quad turret though. We got 12 7-inch guns on Danyang. All super duper firing. Well, three of the turrets super duper firing over the front. With the last 3 guns in a turret aft. They were quite cursed early on in the campaign, the Yangzhang class light cruisers, with me losing a lot of them in the initial war against Japan, hence why there are only 2 remaining. But they were given a refit a few years ago, so they are a little bit better now, even if they're still not that great. Oh yeah, she can pen me at pretty much any range, so let's not be in range. 15.3 kilometer. Yeah, I can outrange you. Okay, it did have armor. I misremembered. I thought this was one of those with like 0.6 inches of armor all over, but no, it has actual decent armor. I can go through it at, well, decent armor. It's okay armor for a light cruiser. Not really making the best use of my forward firing, super duper firing turrets though. Kiting away like this. If I can knock out their main turret, their single main turret. I will close in. That turret has some armor though. Almost out of their range now. Excuse me, I had to cough a little bit, but there we go. Still a little bit sick, but feeling better. Yeah, it's a chunky boy of a light cruiser. Plus beam and draft. But there we go. We are out of their range. Although they're now in range again. Damage to main tower. So we're gonna speed up and get a little bit more distance again. Just because those 7.2s are kind of mean. Increased ammo, super heavy shells. And pyric acid. But we have caused some flooding, so they're down to only 27.3 knots. More flooding. Knocked out some torpedoes. And we're also knocking out torpedo launching crews. Not that their torpedoes have played any part in the battle so far. Let's stick to AP now. Actually, and when I've done a little bit more damage, then I'm gonna close in. Go bow in. And use only my front turrets, and then we're gonna pen it with AP. Wow, my cruising speed is actually pretty good. So I was actually going too slow there to get my full cruise speed bonus. .6. No, I do think slowing down more gives me a better bonus. Yeah, it does. The game is lying to me. Now though. And I'm gonna slow way down. And perhaps even go reverse once I get too close. They've launched torpedoes. I cannot see those torps. But they just sank, so... Nice. Nice. With some actual good use of the super duper firing turrets at the end there. And we have one more meeting, the Sullivans. Bernadou Claus DD, that's the one with the 5 torpedoes. Again, it's not much of a battle, but let's do it. And while it would be tempting to just send a single DD out for some more single ship combat, I know the American DDs have some decent firepower, so I'm not going to use my DDs. I'm also not going to use my battleships. They're going to go home. I'm kind of tempted to use the Gaidamak, the Russian-built light cruiser, or just use the Shuji. I think I will. Let's actually give them honorable single ship combat for a change. Torpedoes off. Not that I think it matters. Okay, let's see. How far out? There it is. Did the Sullivans have armor? Yes. 1.1 inches. I think we can take it on. I mean, we should be able to. Light cruiser versus DD, that's a pretty solid advantage. To me. Although we're actually not doing that much damage to it. They're actually doing more damage to us. Which is not nice. But there we go. Finally some decent hits. Once we get a little bit closer, I think it's going to switch over to HE, which is going to wreck it. Oh, they launched. There they are. What kind of torpedoes are they? I think they're 24-inch, right? Yeah, 24-inch. Electrics. Minus 72% visibility, but they carry no reloads. And now they're out. And now they are definitely out after that salvo and that one. 7.9-inch HE exploding inside of their DD. And there it goes. Nice. Another little victory in a series of tiny victories. terrible accident. The unrestricted submarine warfare of Germany has caused the following losses to the United States by accident. 2 transports or civilian ships. Minus 9.8 relations. Germany and US. Eastern England of Germany has been conquered by Britain. Austria-Hungary mobilizes to launch a naval invasion against China in province Bosporus. What? I do gain control of Borneo. Let's quickly launch an invasion of North Borneo. There you go. This will be done next turn. What? What's going on here now? Is that because I'm allied to the Ottoman Empire that I count as the defender? That is strange. Okay. Fine, whatever. Whatever you say, game. Let's see if Kavkads can maybe fight some Spanish submarines. That's a lot of enemy ships moving about. Let's see, where's that French battle cruiser and escorts? There it is. I've got something waiting for you here, France. Welcoming committee. That's just a 3-month invasion of Sarawak. These cruisers can head to Sasebo, I think. Yeah, so far everything is nice. And yes, I have reduced my tech budget to 0. I can probably bump it up just a little bit. 25%. Because it's not as if I need anything here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. We've kind of cleaned up here. No enemy submarines that I can see. Just surface ships. Moving my way. But that is nice. That gives me at least something to fight. Now, can I build one more of those big battle cruisers that I designed? I need to find a port for it. In 2 months, I will have a bunch of light cruisers finished. Do I have anything suspended here? Yes, Yangzhou and Beijing, they are suspended. Well, Yangzhou was suspended, now Beijing is suspended too. That gives me, I think, enough tonnage to build one more of the Haichangs. Because I'd like to have 2, not just 1. I think it was a pretty nice design. Really. It's not even that much more expensive than a Wuxi, but it carries a lot more of a punch and it's much tougher. So well, the campaign is not going to last that much longer. We're in 1960 already, but if it were to, I think these would end up being some of my main ships, and I'd end up retiring a bunch of the older designs. Well, let's see what happens in July. Well, we got 2 meetings and a couple of strikes. We're fighting a French submarine. I wanted to fight a Spanish one, but that's okay. And we are getting struck by 2 light cruisers, Tacomas. Task Force fails to escape. 1 single light cruiser. I think single ship combat is going to be the theme of this episode. So with that in mind, I want Mudeng to do the honors. Also, just realized something weird. Where did my secondary tower go? But if I zoom in, suddenly it's there. That is strange. Is that the case with the cruisers too? No? Just the battleships. Secondary towers disappear. If I zoom out. Maybe it's just that specific secondary tower. That is weird though, but anyway. And the Mudeng, the only ship not to get sent home in this battle, has just opened up on USS Fresno. We're gonna drop down to our cruising speed of 26.8 knots. Let's just do that. Now let's go broadside. Let's zoom in so the radar tower doesn't disappear. There it is. Now it's gone. What kind of accuracy are we getting at this range? Not the most amazing. I'm gonna close in a little bit. Now that it was invisible for a couple of seconds. And they're still closing in. 20 kilometers now. Did they have scary torpedoes? Not really. Mudeng has yet to score a single hit. If she were to hit, I think that light cruiser would just disappear. 7-inch guns have opened up. Seven-inch guns, first to hit. I think that one's gonna hit. It did. And half the enemy cruiser disappeared. I don't think it's coming back from that. Let's do another salvo just to finish it off. There it goes. Absolutely brutal, those 20-inch guns, when they do hit. Another not unexpected result of a totally fair and balanced single ship duel. Another Tacoma. And another Bernadou. Let's see. This time, to give them a very fair and sporting chance, I will send a single ship to go up against their 2 ships. Because I'm just so fair and gracious. And here we go. And a single ship I ended up selecting was the Shuima. I figured because she's a little bit faster than the other battleships, it would be a little bit quicker, but What I didn't consider was that Shoyima, with her excellent tower spotting, would spot the enemy at 70 kilometers, which removed the times 30 speed acceleration. So maybe I should have chosen one of the other ones. But anyway, here's Shoyima versus a light cruiser and a DD. Shoyima has not really been earning her keep lately, if ever. It's a pretty expensive boat. More than twice as expensive as one of those big battle cruisers we designed a couple of episodes ago. And I think it's not really better. It's probably worse in most ways. Well, except for that tower spotting, which is unparalleled. But against a single light cruiser and a DD, I think it'll work, and it does seem to work. I was gonna take a screenshot, but now we got these sinking. Light cruiser ruining the vibe. Did sink it quite quickly though, quicker than Mudang. Angles on the X and Y turrets, not the greatest. There we go. I think the Y turret is still not firing. There we go. That's all 4 turrets. And bada boom. And blammo. Yep. I really should not expect anything less of a battleship with a price tag of almost 9 billion. And there we go. That was July of 1960, and I think Sweden wants to buy one of my Dingshan class battleships. Can't you buy anything anything more expensive so it's actually worth the time building it? I can do light cruisers though. You don't take up too much space in my already over capacity shipyards. Spain mobilizes to launch a naval invasion against China in province eastern Sweden. Okay. That is weird, but fine. If that's how the game works, that's how the game works. Didn't I have a task force of battleships here? Where are my, where did they end up? They're repairing. Why? So instead of sending them here to fight this French task force, they just decided that no, they were going to go into port. That was not my intention. But apparently that's what happened. So that's why my my shipyard, my shipbuilding capacity is broken, because all of these battleships are repairing Luckily, none of them are really too badly damaged, so it's going to be done in a month. But that's still not something I would like to see. It's actually very, very annoying to suddenly not have my battleships where I need them. Not only are they not where I need them, they're where I definitely do not want them, which is in port, taking up my shipbuilding capacity. I was almost afraid the game had deleted them or something when I suddenly didn't find them. But let's just launch an invasion of Brunei, and we're gonna be done with this episode. 9,000 tons. I got way more than 9,000 tons here. Nice. Well, that's it. A little bit annoying with the surprise visit to port for my battleships, but there we go. And also Bangladesh is invading India, held by the US. Spain is invading China, which is now in Sweden. The Chinese city of Luleå. Not to mention the Chinese city of Constantinople. Very strange stuff. I think I will add some of these screenshots here on the forum, just to tell the developers that, hey, something is weird. Well, with that said, goodbye and take care.